So this question here, I'm going to solve x cubed plus 3x minus 2 equals 0 using Cardano's formula, and I want to try and show the exact values for this. Now, what we've got here is a cubic equation of the form ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. Now this cubic equation is of a special form. This is what's called a depressed cubic because the b coefficient is 0. So I've got a is 1, b is 0, c equals 3 and d equals minus 2. Now to find solutions in terms of the real solution for this, what I want to do is I want to find a discriminant, which I'm going to show you what that is in a moment, and I'm going to show you how to find the real solutions, which is the cube root of minus d over 2 plus square root of that discriminant, and then I'm going to add to that the cube root of minus d over 2 minus square root of a discriminant. Now this term here and this term here is a u. I'm going to call this a u and a v. So I'm just going to put a little note underneath, or actually I'll put it over here. X equals u plus v. That's going to be useful when I come to find my complex solutions. So here my discriminant, I want this to be at least a positive real number. So let's work out how we find that. So here to find that I need d over 2 squared plus c over 3 cubed. Now the d and the c come from the format of my cubic equation. So d is minus 2 and c is 3. So then that would be minus 2 over 2 squared plus 3 over 3 cubed. It's quite clear that that comes to the value of 2. So that takes care of that. So I can put these in a box. I'm going to keep these. Okay, now let's put those values into here and I can find my real solution in exact format. So I've got x equals cube root minus d over 2. So that's going to be minus 2 times minus 1 over 2. So that's minus 2 over 2 plus square root of 2. We can see this is going to turn into 1. And then I've got cube root of this one here. So put it again, minus 2 over 2 plus square root of 2. And then we could simplify this. Cube root of 1 plus root 2 plus cube root of 1 minus root 2. So I've got my u here and a v here. So I'm going to call this my u. So let u equal the square root, sorry, the cube root, sorry, not square root, cube root of 1 plus root 2. And let v equal the cube root of 1 minus root 2. Now I'm going to need these to find my complex solutions. So here there's only one real solution. Now to find the two complex solutions, they'll be complex conjugate of each other. So as they're complex conjugate of each other, if I find one, I get the other for free by changing the sign of the imaginary unit. So let's have a look what we've got. So we need to first of all work out how we're going to find the complex values. Now if I look at my complex diagram, if I've got a cubic equation, there'll be 3 solutions. Now one will be on the real number line. In this case, we plug this into our calculator and we get approximately 0.596 . So that's going to be on the positive real number line. So I'm going to have 1 here, and the other 2 will be across from this side on the imaginary axis using that and the real, or the negative real line. So here I would have omega to the power of 1. That's going to be this one. I'll have omega squared and omega cubed. Now these are what's known as the primitive roots of unity. So if you check the link below, I'll show you a lot more detail about how these are calculated. But omega 1 will be this one. So this one, as there's 3 solutions, I'll have minus 1 plus root 3I over 2. Then omega 2 will be this number squared. So that number squared, that will give me minus 1 minus root 3I over 2. Then obviously omega cubed, that's going to give me 1. So I'll just put there that equals 1. So that's my 3 primitive roots of unity as we're dealing with a cubic. Okay, so now what I want to do is take these numbers here and use them to find my 2 complex solutions. So let's have a look at the complex version of my solutions. So if I do x complex number 1 solution, so if I take u, which is the positive number inside here, so that would equal u times omega 1. And my second complex solution, that would equal u times v. So that, sorry, that would be v, sorry. Oh, fucking hell. So these, so these are going to be useful now to find my complex solution. So if I find my first complex solution, what I want to do is I'll take this omega to the power of 1, so omega to the power of 1, and I'll multiply that by u. And then I'm going to add to that my omega squared. I'm going to multiply that by v. Okay, and then what I want to do for my complex conjugate of this, that will give me my other solution. So xc1 can equal this, and then xc2 is just, sorry, I'll just take that line, that's not what I wanted to do. That equals the complex conjugate of this solution. So that's what I'm going to bear in mind here to get my second solution. So what I need to do now is get this one here, so that's omega 1. So then I want minus 1 so now with that I've now got my building blocks to find my complex solutions. So my first complex solution, let's call that x complex 1. What I want to do now is take this omega to the power of 1 and multiply that by u. And I'm going to add to that omega squared and multiply that by v. And to find the other complex solution, as they're complex conjugate of each other, that means my x complex 2 would just simply be this first solution I defined, but it's complex conjugate. So that's my terminology for doing that. Just put the bar above the top. So let's plug that in. So x complex 1, that's going to be minus 1 plus root 3I over 2. And that's going to be multiplied by the cube root of 1 plus root 2. And from that, I'm then going to add the second bit, which is omega squared. So then I've got add minus 1 minus root 3I all over 2 and multiply that by v, which is the negative version of this one. So multiply that by cube root of 1 minus root 2. Okay, so now what I can do is I can try and calculate what these are. Now that is the format I'm going to leave for my real solution. Now that's the format I'm going to leave for my exact solution, but what I can do is I can tell you what the values of these were after plugging them into my calculator. Now this one here came to minus 0.67075 plus 1.16 17 approximately I. That was that one. And then this one, that came to 0.372 7, and then plus 0.6455 I. Okay, now can add those together, combine the real parts, combine the imaginary parts. That's going to give me XC1. So that will come to minus 0.2980 approximately, plus 1.80 73I. And then for my other solution for that, I'm going to have XC2, that's going to be minus 0.2980 approximately, minus 1.8073I. And that will give us our three solutions. So there's the estimated values. Then we can see here, this is our exact values. So those ones there, and then this is my exact value for the real version. I call that XR, just so you can see what it is. Okay,